Hey everyone, today I'm going to be touching up the bevels on these cold steel throwing knives, and I'm going to recoat them. Before we get to that, be sure to smash that like button and subscribe. Thank you. Now, onto the throwing knives. These are some old cold steel throwing knives that were made in South Africa. The bevels weren't great from the factory. The finish wasn't particularly durable either. And as you can see, I've painted these many times with orange or red paint, depending on whatever it is I have at hand. I like the orange or red paint. That way, if I'm throwing these and they end up landing in grass, it's easier for me to find. And what I do is usually when these get worn, I just paint another layer on, and I'm not too meticulous about it personally because they are throwing knives, so they're going to get beat up. And as you can see, these have been painted numerous times. So I'm going to fix the bevels on these, and then I'm going to media blast these down to bare steel and recoat them. The bevels are now ground. I will now media blast these, and then I will start with the brake cleaner, and then we will do the alumihide finish. Knives are now down to bare steel. Took a little bit longer than I first anticipated, but that's okay. Now I'm going to give them both 3 treatments of the brake clean, and I will use a heat gun to dry them in between.
Life is long, yet short, my friend. The price to pay is to die in the end.
The knives are ready for the alumihide finish, so I'm now going to apply that. The first coat's on the knives. Now I have to wait 10 to 20 minutes to do the next coat. Doing the last coat on the throwing knives now. That's the last coat of the alumihide, and now to wait 2 weeks for these to fully cure. The alumihide is now fully cured, so I will now apply the red spray paint. As I said, I'm not too meticulous about the way I apply it. There we go, the first coat is applied. This paint covers pretty well. As you can see, there was a little bit of drippage on the point of this one with the red paint, but I don't really care about that, to be completely honest. As I said, this is just to be able to find the knives should I throw these knives and they land in grass, and the paint eventually wears off anyways, so when it wears off I just apply it again. I just gave these the second coat of the red paint, so I will now let these dry and then we'll see how they look. And there we have it. The red paint is now dry and these knives are finished. It might be hard to see the alumahide because of all the red paint, but you can still see it at the tip. I didn't bother painting the tip with the red paint because when throwing these, usually the tip is where the red paint wears off first anyways, so I don't even bother painting there. And now these will be more resistant to rusting, and they just overall look better than they did before. And here they are compared to the newer cold steel throwing knife. Not a perfect match, but good enough. Of course, if these were a customer's knives, I would have been more careful about the overspray, but again, since these are mine, I'm not too meticulous about them. So that's pretty much it. These throwing knives are now done. If you have any throwing knives that you'd like to have refinished, you can find out how to contact me at studentofwarcustoms.com. Link will be in the description. I do work on weapons other than throwing knives as well. I work on swords, tomahawks, spears. I do leathercraft. I make kydex gear, and I do other stuff as well. So definitely check out my website. The music in this video was made by a friend of mine named Lo Belver. The link to his channel will also be in the description, along with the timestamps to the songs. Thanks everyone for watching. I'll see you next video.